Right now, Bitcoin is traveling up towards the top of the range that I was outlining for you guys with this rising channel, which is very, very nice because all the time, whenever Bitcoin seems to fall below this $20,000 line right here, roughly, a lot of people start calling for $13,000, $14,000 as price targets and so on. But I just feel like those shouts are a little bit premature. I feel like the fear and greed index is still low enough to allow for us to be rising higher, and no surprise we are continuing to do that now, as we were talking about on the YouTube channel. So what I'm interested in now, especially considering that we have basically do you know what's going to be useful here is if we actually just add a midpoint right here onto this parallel channel. We're not actually in the middle yet. Look at that. I thought we've actually reached the middle yet by now. This is going to be an important line, and you can actually see why already. Take a look at the interactions that the market has had at this level, right? So with these parallel channels, the exact midpoint of these channels can oftentimes act as, kind of like a shorter term area of resistance or support, and obviously now that could potentially be resistance, perhaps sending us a little bit lower. Now, one of the really good things on this chart is if we take a look at where support and resistance is, we don't really have any resistance on the very small time frames, right? We're looking at the 4-hour time frame right now. We actually have support. I don't think this is useful support because it's very small, but we do have it. On the 1-hour time frame, we've broken resistance. Take a look at this. This is actually very, very good. We originally got a rejection here, tried it again, and we're just showing the strength really that the bulls have at the moment. We take a look at momentum. Look at this on the 4-hour time frame. We flipped completely bearish, but now we're flipping bullish. We're just ranging, right? 1-hour time frame, again, we broke that resistance a long time ago, so that's all really good. The only issue here is when we zoom out further than the 4-hour time frame onto the 1 day, we do have quite a substantial area of resistance right here on the daily chart with this EMA ribbon. And this EMA ribbon has been offering resistance to Bitcoin ever since it flipped bearish, which was actually in the middle of April, and it started offering resistance on the 20th of April back here. Okay, so that was nearly 3 months ago, and so far this indicator has had a 100% success rate in indicating where we might find resistance. Okay, so if that is the case right now, then our resistance range stretches essentially between 20,800 and up to about 24,100 right now. So these resistance levels are getting much lower. I'm not too worried about that. Again, I said this last time. It is something that I'm keeping an eye on, but it's not something that really concerns me because I think now that we've already started this sort of climb up towards the top of this parallel channel, I am going to be expecting that the market is able to kind of reach this high. Now, the first thing that we need to do before getting there is we need to breach this 21.7, 21.8, whatever kind of price area. I'm going to say 21.7. I think that's the correct level to be reading. This is going to be our next area to break, and pretty much until we do that, we are just trading in a sideways market. Yes, sometimes we're going to have these deviations where we fall a little bit lower or rise a little bit higher, but for the most part, we are just stuck in one of these patterns. So I need to see this level reclaimed. I need to see that Bitcoin's able to get above this level. From there, the next level to beat is our prior swing high. This is the most important level in the market, in my opinion. I think if we're able to beat this, we're going to be in a really, really good standing. But I suppose one of the problems is that if we do beat it, just with this parallel channel, we are still going to have resistance potentially. It's not going to be here. It's probably going to be a little bit higher, at about, 23.3. And this would still put us in overall a kind of bearish pattern. These are not the most bullish patterns in the world, in my opinion. And the reason I say that is this is one of the most typical kind of, you trend down, you form your staircase step, and then you trend down again, right? It's one of the most common things that Bitcoin does before breaking down. If you guys have been subscribed to this channel for a long time, you're going to know that I love to talk about staircases as an analogy for this market, purely because it's just actually pretty accurate. The market moves down, you form a bit of a step, you move down again, right? And sometimes these steps are angled upwards and then you move down. In this case, we're angled upwards. And I just want to remind you guys, if you haven't been paying attention, that that's exactly what we've done already in this market. Take a look at this. Bam, move down, form that little step, move down again, forming a little step. I don't know. you fill in the blanks. I'm not too bearish right here. I don't like to get bearish when markets are at lows like this, and especially at 20k. I want to keep a balanced perspective. I think there's so much I think there's so much potential for the market to rise up higher into the $20,000 range right now. I'm obviously not ruling out going deeper into the teens, towards that $12,000, $11,000, $14,000 kind of price target area that everyone in their NAN is calling for. But it's precisely because everybody's calling for it that I just don't want to be getting ahead of myself right now. I think that there is still some potential to be rising up. And so what's going to be very important to see is how the market continues to react to these levels. We don't really have anything from indicators that I would conventionally use right now. The only other things that I would like to draw to your attention really are is really just this one Ichimoku cloud here on the daily time frame. We haven't had a chance to hit it yet. It's quite far away. It stretches down to about 23,000, so it's very much within reach, now. But actually, well, it's not now. This is at the beginning of August, right? So according to this, we do still have quite some room to rise up. And obviously, the last time we ended up, interacting with an Ichimoku cloud, it ended pretty badly for the market. So, if we do potentially start to see a rally into this cloud, the other thing to keep in mind is that this cloud is, again, very, very big. It's a big area of resistance, just like the last time we ended up encountering it. So, this is all to say that things can get very, very bullish, but we're still going to be potentially in quite nasty resistance zones in this market, right? So that's just an important thing to keep in mind, because I know that if the market does indeed start rallying up now, a lot of people are going to get very, very excited, especially when they start seeing these price numbers tick up and it starts feeling like where we were a few months ago. But obviously, we don't want to get sucked into that excitement as well. I mean, that's going to be very, very dangerous. Now, one of the things that I'm liking here is the strength in the altcoin market. Take a look at this. Ethereum still being held back by my area of resistance that I drew a very long time ago on this chart. You guys who've been watching us for a while are going to know that our Ethereum analysis has been on point for so long. It is finding resistance here. Now, my key thoughts here are very simple. I just don't think that this resistance level is going to hold. I mean, we've tested it. If we zoom out 3 separate times now within the last nearly month, I don't know, like 3 weeks. However, if you count this as 3 separate attempts or more, and I think it's fair to count this as at least 3 separate attempts at breaking resistance, well, then we've got number 4 and number 5 over here. And like I said, there are potentially more. It just depends on how generous you want to be in labeling these resistance hits. And so, with all of that in mind, I do think that we are potentially looking at a breakout in this altcoin market, and obviously other altcoins are going to be in somewhat similar positions. Let's actually take a look at Cardano. It's been a while since I've seen Cardano right here. Cardano is actually slipping down, so this is, mainly an Ethereum thing by the looks of it. But let's check out some other coins. I know Binance has been performing amazingly against Bitcoin. If we take a look at this right here, it is about to reach its similar resistance level. It's actually still about 10% away. Where is it? Is it 10%? No, my bad. It's about 5% away from that resistance area, so not too far off it right now. I think the thing is, and I've said this a million times before, is when the market really gets shaken up the way Bitcoin has right here, Bitcoin is going to be stealing all of the spotlight for a little while, and of course Ethereum is second in line. So Ethereum gets a bit of that shine as well, and I think that's why we're seeing it perform so well against Bitcoin. And of course that means that against the dollar it's also performed very well. The other thing that I really want to bring to your attention is if you take a look at these lines right here that I had drawn on the chart. Obviously Bitcoin didn't look as bad as Ethereum on this chart right here. If we take a look at my red line of support just a little bit lower, let me just remove these right here. We didn't actually fall too far. To be fair, this wasn't ideal, but the good thing that this market was able to keep was this pattern of higher lows, right? Our lows are still getting higher, and of course our highs are still getting higher as well. That one's pretty obvious. One of the things that I like about this is this does mean that our ascending triangle is now back in play. We had this ascending triangle stretching between this yellow line of resistance and this red line of support, basically compressing and pushing the price action deeper and and deeper until potentially, a big breakout comes out from all of that pressure. And the great news about this is if you do measure the height of this ascending triangle and then you bring that to our breakout point, that does give us a speculative target of about $25,800, which is far above our daily EMA resistance. And of course, I think that if we're going to get anywhere basically above this high, I think that we have a good chance at rising up towards the $28,000 beautiful levels right there. So this now looking like a fake out. The thing is, it is even more impressive with Ethereum. Ethereum really dropped quite hard from this area. I mean, if we take a look at this, measuring it from the breakout point to the low, that is a 10% loss. If we do the equivalent calculation for Bitcoin, Bitcoin only fell by about 4, right? So Ethereum was in a much worse position, but it has now, in accordance with that, managed to rise up. So that is also quite exciting. Ethereum also has the same, kind of ascending triangle possibility right here, looking somewhat similar. So if it's able to reach that kind of $1,300 area, that's where this could be back in play, potentially seeing a little bit of a breakout. I think the breakout target for Ethereum is going to be even more explosive. Let's go ahead and check this out. Again, you're just measuring the height of the triangle and then moving this to your potential breakout zone. And wow, look at that. It reaches my beautiful, what I'm going to call golden pocket zone that stretches between $1,700 and $1,800. This was a very important price level that I was talking to you guys about on this YouTube channel weeks back. Obviously, I haven't spoken about it for a while now because we're quite far away from it, but that potential target makes a lot of sense. Just take a look at all of the support hits that we've been able to enjoy from this support level back in 2021, even more recently in 2022. This is Ethereum's $30,000 level. If Bitcoin has a strong support level at 30,000, Ethereum has it at $1,700 to $1,800. As far as I'm concerned, obviously it's slightly different with this chart, but it's still a very, very important level. And so to see that this potential breakout can take us right up to here, but no more, I don't think is a coincidence. And so that is something I'm going to be keeping a very, very big eye on. Ladies and gents, big moves are brewing in this market. So that is quite exciting. You guys already know the deal, by the way. If you want to sign up to Bybit using the same exchange I'm using, they are offering you over $4,000 completely free of charge. Just waiting for this page to load up because my Wi-Fi is horrible. They are offering you over $4,000 completely free of charge. That's money that you get paid into your account when you sign up using my link and you follow the steps there to get your cash. So that is very, very cool indeed. Like I said, this is, I am very picky with where I put my money. I take these decisions very, very seriously, and I've consistently chosen Bybit over the years. So if you want to sign up and be able to enjoy that as well, then check them out with that link in the description. And a very quick note, I've also made an exclusive video just for those of you who are signed up with me on Bybit. That's already actually out, but it's not accessible to you guys yet. I'm going to make it accessible to you guys probably later on today or maybe tomorrow. And that's only going to be for those of you who have signed up using this Bybit thing, almost as a bonus, as a thank you from me. I want to give you guys something a little bit extra, and it's all about the best practices, the best kind of strategies and tips that I like to use inside of bear markets to profit as consistently as possible. So it's a really, really important video for a time like right now. And of course, I think it's going to be very, very cool. There's that plus a few more stuff. You're going to see it all super, super soon. So just keep an eye out for that. If you want to jump inside of VIP and watch me trading in real time and all that other good stuff as well, then bam, the steps are on screen right here. But let's bring ourselves back to the chart and talk a little bit more about this price action right here, because I think that what we're seeing right now is quite a nice uptick in strength. If we look at volume, this is also very, very nice. We didn't see a whole lot of volume on the drop down. Take a look at the volume right here, but we are seeing an increase in volume as the price rises up now. So that is also quite exciting. Again, just showing me that the market could indeed be ready for some sort of a rally, and that is always going to be quite exciting. We take a look at the dollar, and it is, it has continued to move up. It hit 109, now pulling back a little bit. Doesn't seem to matter for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin on these, more intraday movements, not really too worried about the dollar by the looks of it. The dollar obviously quite overextended. I don't know how long it's going to go for. This one's a little bit crazy. I am going to share a very, very important almost like breakthrough that I had about the dollar inside of VIP. I won't be talking about it publicly. partially because I don't want too many people to know about it, but I did have quite a crazy realization last night about where these markets could be headed over the next few months, over the next few weeks, and I'm going to be sharing all of those details inside of VIP first, and I'll later on make the decision if I talk about it publicly as well. So if you do want to get inside VIP to see all of my absolutely unfiltered analysis, the stuff that I don't even talk about publicly, and all the information on every trade I'm making and so on and so forth, the only way to join is by clicking on the first link in the description down below, and then on my name at the bottom of any post inside of 𝗪𝗪𝗡𝗠𝗠𝗠𝗠𝗠𝗠𝗠 and then send message. That's it. That's the only way to join, and you can get yourself inside. Just ask me how to join. That's a direct chat with me. You can ask me anything you like, and of course, if I'm not there to respond, one of my team members will be as well. But that is looking quite cool. Obviously, I think the dollar is quite overextended, so eventually, everything needs to pull back, whether you're in an uptrend or a downtrend. Things do need to pull back. Things do need to reel in a little bit sometimes, and so, I wouldn't be surprised if that time is approaching for the dollar as well. Bitcoin right here looking good. This is the only thing I'm watching for right now, is that level at 21.7. If we do get some rejections here, I'm not going to be too worried. I am just going to expect that Bitcoin potentially captures a little bit support lower, a little bit of support lower, and then tries to tackle the level again. I'm not going to be too worried about that. So there's a lot at play in this market right now. Very, very exciting stuff. Again, guys, don't forget that if we do fall down to the bottom of this range, this is inherently a bearish pattern in the markets. Okay, this is inherently a bearish pattern. This is not something that's bullish. So if we do fall down to the bottom of this range, we could be looking at some quite nasty targets to the downside. But right now it does look like we are making a sprint to the top, and obviously that's where things could be getting very, very exciting. So I'm going to come back to you guys with another update while this develops. There is a lot going on in the market right now, a lot of things opening up, some potential nice trade opportunities opening up as well, which I'll be informing VIPs about. But with that, I really hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, you know exactly what to do. Smash up the likes, subscribe, tick the bell, do all that good stuff. And before I head off, you will have noticed that there's no face cam in this video. I have been having the highest number of technical issues I've ever experienced in my life. Actually, that's probably a lie. I've experienced worse. But this is bad. This is really, really bad. And I don't know how to fix it other than by replacing my tech. The problem there is I can't replace my tech because I'm traveling right now. So as soon as I'm done traveling, I'm gonna be able to fix all of this. It's not gonna be long. It's I'm done in basically like 2 weeks. I'm gonna be able to fix all of this, but for now, it might mean videos with less face cam. I actually recorded a full-length video last night, and I couldn't upload it because of the technical issues I was having, which was very disappointing. Because if you're talking nonstop for 20 to 30 minutes and you're putting on a bit of a show for a YouTube video and then you don't get to upload it, it's like getting kicked in the balls. It just doesn't feel nice. So I'm doing my absolute best here to continue to deliver this high quality content to you guys. But if it means the face cam is gone, well, yeah, we're gonna have to deal with that for a little bit. But when all of these problems are resolved, you're actually gonna notice an uptick in video quality. I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but I'm super excited, and I know you guys are gonna notice it. It's gonna be noticeable. We really are going very, very deep, very, very hard on the production quality here. You guys know the deal. I love to have good quality content, and if you've been following me for a long time, I've got a bit of a background in I used to make really nice video content for tech reviews, right? Smartphones and stuff like that. So I learned a little bit about cinematography and stuff like that, and I just love to use those skills. And it makes the viewing experience more pleasurable, even if the viewer doesn't really notice everything that goes into it. I think that it does make it more pleasurable overall, and that's coming back very soon as well. So thank you all for being patient with me. I'll see you all in the next video that I'm going to upload about this market. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss it. And yeah, I'm out. Bye-bye.